trying to make a figure 4 trap. I've never tried to make that before, and I'm going to use my little buck 110. This knife has done a little bit of skinning and stuff like that, but I haven't really, haven't done woodwork with it, apart from what you saw in one of my previous videos where I made that little fire trying to do some feather sticks, which was abysmal. So I'm going to try to use this to make a figure 4 trap. I've got my 3 bits of wood, and for those who aren't aware of a figure 4 trap, one bit goes up, one bit comes over, and your bait sticks on the bottom. So there's our 4, and when they hit the bait stick, it pops the trap, and there's something weighted on the top here. So you could have a little cage weighted on top on this stick, so that when they go for the bait, and the cage comes down on top. So that's what I'm going to try and make today. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to start clearing away some of the top here. This is the top of our 4. I just want something that the other piece can sit neatly on. So I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit. Okay. I'm sort of wishing I picked something that was going to be a little bit easier, truth be told. Let's move in a bit. The sun's setting to my west, hence the uneven sunlight on me. Okay, so that's going to be the top of our 4, and we'll just neaten this a little. Might use the hatchet. Try and take a little off the bottom. I'm doing that off screen, aren't I? Sorry about that. Just after something a bit like a peg shape. There's a bit of a bend in there. I'm trying to straighten up. Oopsie. Okay, that's going to be awkward in one sense. Hatch it down. I can't remember where I got this wood from, so it's been in the yard a little while. The dogs probably had a go at it. Quite brittle in some places. Okay, so that's going to be the bottom in the ground. So next, I might use this for my top piece. So I need a bit of an angle bit on here and a notch up here. I feel like my knife is not sharp enough for this notch work. It's not too bad so far. It was a beautiful weekend away. We were out in the tent, my wife and I, and our little boy. Tried out a few bits and bobs, just some silly things from candle lanterns to trying a new kettle on the gas stove. But it was lovely to be in the tent, I thought. Second night was much nicer, it was a bit cooler, nice breeze running through. Got a chance to do some clay pigeons, shoot some clay pigeons, which was nice. And went out in the evening with a little 22, try and get rid of some foxes. Foxes are a feral animal here in Queensland, as in an introduced species. So we chased down a fox. Well, didn't chase it down, called it in actually. My brother-in-law had a little whistle designed to sound like a rabbit. Okay. So now I'll just point this one up. So there's our little notch. It's come up okay to sit on there. And now I'll just make a bit of a point here. Basically the same as I did on the top of the last stake, the first stake actually. Where was it? Oh yeah, the fox, yeah. So my brother-in-law had this little whistle. It sounds like a wounded rabbit. And I tell you what, that thing, it came rushing in, this fox, when it heard that noise. The wind, hadn't placed ourselves real well for the wind. It caught scent of us and dipped away for a while, so we had to do a bit of walking, get on the other side of the wind, start calling it in again. So, and we did that at night. The fox's eyes light up in the evening with the when the torch hits them, and they're so curious, so it stayed pretty still. One shot. Okay. So there's that piece there. Now, so we've got this bit, let me move that, this bit in the ground. This bit on top. And now, with this piece, we're going to make our notches, something like that. And there is a bit of a, this stick might have been one of the ones I used the hatchet on in another video actually. There's a bit of a notch there already. So I'll just work on that a fraction more. Yeah, so beautiful weekend, beautiful weather. A couple of swims in the creek, which the dogs really enjoyed. Labs, they just love the water. But yeah, I didn't get to sharpen my knives. I was hoping to do that, and the hatchet, and didn't get a chance to do anything like this. There was a lot of family there. It was a nice little catch up actually. So we'll do this now, and this is nice actually. I do get a bit self-conscious doing some of this stuff around my brothers-in-law because they're a bit handy. I feel a bit out of my depth with them sometimes. I mean, they're pretty good. They're very supportive. But classic Australian, not afraid to have a go. Have a go at you. Okay. So now I just need a couple of notches. I might mark that actually. See one there. The width of this stick, just to help it sit in a bit more neatly. Thanks for your patience staying with me for this. Unfortunately, I did not pick a quick project. but I just had to look around the yard, see what sticks were here and what they might be useful for. So that's why I chose the figure 4 trap. And trapping, oh, that's awkward. Trapping is illegal here in Queensland as well because of the inhumane suffering. So you wouldn't use this as a deadfall trap. That's why before when I mentioned it I spoke about a cage. And there's some great videos about how to make cages out of natural things, you know, sticks basically. And you just build up the cage. And you need a little bit of twine or natural fibre. But you only need 2 lengths of it, not big ones, particularly if it's not a big cage. This is a nice little task set by Scott, because it is important to know what your tools can do, and I suppose what you can do with the tool. The tool is pretty capable, but in my hands I haven't done a lot of this stuff, so it's good to do it, get an idea of what it's like. Just using the tip because I find I've got a little bit more control. You saw that bark come flying off before, that bigger piece. I don't want to do that again. Okay, so we've got a bit of a notch there now. Just try and match up my bits of wood again. So, in the ground. That one. To that one. And I just need to do another notch here. Okay. See the sun starting to set, the light's fading on me a little. I think there's a couple of low clouds on the horizon there. You might wonder why I'm using a buck 110 when a lot of people do bushcraft with a folder. The answer is very simple. I don't have a fixed blade. So I'll use this. I think the buck 110 is a very capable knife. It was one of the first knives I bought, but to be honest, I haven't used any of my knives much. I'm just getting into, you know, bushcraft and camping again, since I was a kid, really. Okay, there's a notch there. Let's see if we can set this up. Okay, and I've stuffed that a little. It's not gonna... Good job, Luke. Okay, that notch is fine, but you can see what I've done. There's that notch, and I didn't marry it up properly, so that when these two are notched together, this one's horizontal. So I've stuffed that bit. And that's why Scott set us this task. So we get to know it a bit, our knives a bit better, what we're capable of. Rushing a little bit too. You know, I didn't want to keep you guys here all day. Just see if I can neaten this edge off. That'll help. See if that'll help us get it in a bit better. No. Now, I have stuffed this. That's fantastic. That's what you want to do on a worldwide forum. Stuff it up completely. But I don't think I can rectify this. I'm going to turn the camera off, see what I can do. Okay, well, I stuffed it. I broke that bit. I've got another bit of wood, a bit thicker. I'm going to go back off camera, see if I can quickly fix this up before I lose all the light. So hopefully I'll be back. I've lost a bit of time since I was last here with you. Let me show you what I've got. Okay, so here's my replacement stick. Nice end, nice notch, nice top in the ground. Here's our bait stick. And our top piece. So, how it works is this is your bait stick. And there's bait on that stick. And ideally that's this. So that's how the figure 4 trap works. I've stuffed it up. Thank you, Scott, because I need to practice. I need to practice my woodwork. I'll include a link to a video on the figure 4 trap by a guy in Australia, Keith Burgess. He, I think it's a great couple of videos he's done on it, and he'll show you how to do it properly. But Scott, that's my buck 110, and that's my first figure 4 trap that I stuffed up in many, many ways, and thank you for the chance to practice it, and I will try it again. Thanks for watching, everyone. That video was long and probably a bit dull, so thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you next time.